Hello, about what is going on in the African continent. Let's see. I know that people don't actually join this live videos, but yeah, people normally don't join this live videos, but it's always watched afterwards, which is I'm good with that. Um, so what's going on? Yeah, I know this live stream are not normally watched, but I have to just do it because people watch it later on and they get back to me. I don't know where you're watching from, but if you're watching from Africa right now, you would know that every African president in 2025 they have to compete with the president of Burkina Faso to some extent. Everybody's being compared with the president of Burkina Faso for some reason. I don't know why that is. Um, but I just think that yeah, this is crazy. I just think that that is not fair for for all these African presidents that have actually been doing a lot of work in their own respective country. And what I've noticed is that many African people don't actually know much about Africa. I'm African, and I know that I don't know much about Africa. And I have learned just recently that I cannot just go by what I hear from other people. I just want to hear. Uh, because of bias and all the things that are happening in today's world, a lot of African information that is coming out now, it's mainly just from bias. It's understandable that a lot of Africans are frustrated or they are cautious and upset or angry at the Western society. So I find that many African people always point a finger at the Western society if things don't go right in their countries. And to some extent, yes, that might be the case. But I feel like it's just have been a lot of misinformation on this issue, and a lot of people are just going off of the vibe of what they see on the internet about their countries and about the Western societies. And I do not believe that all African problems can be just be pointed to one specific group of people. I do believe that our leaders have something to do with it. Many African leaders don't actually subscribe to delivering service to the people. Um, and some people that are really working so hard, and sometimes they don't even want to do things fairly. Like when it comes to elections, there's always some sort of dissatisfaction, dissatisfaction, Ooh, English. So why is it all of a sudden that African people are now not happy with the Western society at large? I mean, forget about history. We are talking about in today's age. For example, recently there has been an attack in Burkina Faso. Um, a lot of people, an extremist group went into a military base and they looted and killed, I think, 200 soldiers, they said. And the Al Jazeera reported this. A lot of people were saying this is not true. Like they were saying this is not true. And a lot of people were saying, we already know who's sponsoring this war. And when you look at the history of Burkina Faso, they are saying that even themselves that for the past 10 years, they have been having to deal with security issues. And they don't even know why or what do these people want when it comes to this stuff. But a lot of people seems to know. I'm just gonna pull up a video here and read the comments. It's just crazy to me that we no longer want to uh, look at the news and say, "Oh, okay, this is what is happening. Let's find a way out." And the Burkina Faso population, the people have been struggling with misinformation because it's all a lot of misinformation out there, and they spread so quickly. The algorithm picks it up, and the government of Burkina Faso actually have to work so hard to convince its people what's true and what is not true. And I think for people that are trying to help, it's also not helping because now you have the government spending more time trying to prove to the people that no, that's true, that's actually not true, that's true, that is actually not true. And for example, another example. Let me not talk about Burkina Faso for now because a lot of people are sensitive about that. In Cameroon recently, there have been elections, and a lot of Cameroonians are not happy with the outcome of the elections. And instead of us as Africans say, okay, what is happening in Cameroon is messed up. We have to kind of like, African leaders should address this, talk about it, go to their counterpart and say, yo, what are you doing? We are pointing the West as they are involved in this. It's like, I don't understand that. I don't know. I've been getting a lot of smoke for saying all these things, but I feel like we have to be honest with ourselves. Our leaders are letting us down. We do not have a constant electricity in Africa, and we shouldn't just point a finger at the West and think that our problems will go away. I think the problems are the African leaders in their respective. Some African leaders are doing so good and for their countries, like their countries are known for better things, and some other African countries are not. Um, I just am hoping that at some point we'll have to stop pointing a finger at the Western community and start pointing the finger at ourselves or at our leaders and say, you have to do the job now. It's time to work. It's time to put in the work. Because our African leaders are counting on us to point the finger somewhere else and say that's the problem. That's where the problem is coming from. But the problem is at home. The problem is in our leaders, and the reason why we keep choosing bad leaders or leaders that cannot lead our continent forward is because they know they have the ultimate excuse. They are counting on their population to point the finger at somebody else, not them. It's happening all over Africa, actually. If there's something bad going on, it's never like, oh, the leader let us down. There's a war breaking out. Oh, the leader didn't put our country into like a safety. It's always like somebody's influencing them. The West is doing this. They want to take our minerals. They want to do this and all that. That is so crazy to